Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to study the second part of rheumatic fever. In the previous class, we have already studied what do you mean by rheumatic fever. We have studied the signs and symptoms. We studied the signs and symptoms by using different slides on that. We also studied the Jones criteria, which was divided into major criteria and minor criteria. This was what we studied last time. So today we are going to study a brief review of the pathophysiology, followed by diagnostic tests and the nursing care related to rheumatic fever, and if time permits we will study the rheumatic heart disease as well. Okay. So this was the pathophysiology. Rheumatic heart disease develops after pharyngitis with group A beta hemolytic streptococcus. Okay, that is also called as streptococcus pyogenes. Okay, so first is a pharyngitis with group A beta hemolytic streptococcus. So this GABHS attaches to the epithelial cells of the upper respiratory tract and produces enzymes, and these enzymes allow them to damage and invade the human tissues. There is an incubation period of 2 to 4 days and there is an acute inflammatory response. ठीक है, I will just have a brief description. पहला क्या हो रहा है, pharyngitis हुआ किससे, ग्रुप ए बीटा hemolytic streptococcus. अब ये ऑर्गेनिज्म अटैच होगा कहाँ पर, अपर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट के एपिथेलियल सेल्स में, और यहाँ अटैच होके दे विल प्रोड्यूस एंजाइम्स प्रोड्यूस हो गया तो ये एंजाइम्स डैमेज करेगा और इन्वेड मतलब अंदर घुसना. ओके, ह्यूमन टिश्यूज में अंदर घुसता है. देन देयर इज अ इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड ऑफ 2 to 4 days. इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड क्या है, इट इज द पीरियड द डिफरेंस द टाइम इंटरवल बिटवीन द एंट्री ऑफ द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म एंड द साइन एंड सिम्टम्स. ओके, तो इसके बीच के पीरियड को हम क्या बोलते हैं, इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड. सो देयर इज अ इंक्यूबेशन ऑफ 2 to 4 days और इसके बाद there is a acute inflammatory response. Okay, now उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है, sign and symptoms रहेगा because incubation period is over. Now 3 to 5 days of sore throat, fever, malaise, headache and increased WBC. ठीक है, इसके बाद there is rheumatic fever. now rheumatic fever होता है तो दो चीज़ हो रहा है. First is body produces antibodies against streptococcus. क्यों streptococcus, क्योंकि इट इज ग्रुप ए बीटा हेमोलिटिक स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस. तो व्हाट डज द बॉडी डू, बॉडी क्या करेगा, एंटीबॉडीज बनाएगा. इतना ही नहीं, रूमेटिक फीवर से इट इन्वेड्स, अभी हमने पिछले स्लाइड में देखा, इट इन्वेड्स मतलब टिश्यूज के अंदर घुसता है. कहाँ पर, इट इन्वेड्स द कार्डियक मसल्स एंड देयर इज प्रोग्रेसिव डैमेज टू द वैल्व्स. ठीक है. नाउ जब when antibodies are produced against streptococcus, what happens is these antibodies cross react with human tissues because of antigenic similarity between streptococcal components and human connective tissues. क्या मतलब है, antibodies बन गया. ठीक है, क्यों बन गया, क्योंकि ग्रुप ए बीटा हेमोलिटिक स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस बॉडी के अंदर आ गया और हमारा बॉडी का क्या रिस्पॉन्स है, whenever antigen comes inside there is production of antibodies to fight with those organisms. Okay, पर प्रॉब्लम क्या है, ये एंटीबॉडी दे क्रॉस रिएक्ट विथ ह्यूमन टिश्यूज. क्यों रिएक्ट कर रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ एंटीजेनिक सिमिलैरिटी बिटवीन स्ट्रेप्टोकोकल कॉम्पोनेंट्स और ह्यूमन कनेक्टिव टिश्यू. ये एंटीजन और जो ह्यूमन कनेक्टिव टिश्यू है इसका मॉलिक्यूल्स के बीच में बहुत सिमिलैरिटी है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज मॉलिक्यूलर मिमिक्री. तो जिसके कारण these antibodies cross react. And what is the similarity? Amino acid sequence is similar between group A streptococcus and the human tissues. ठीक है, so this is molecular similarity and that is why they cross react. अब इससे क्या होगा, immunologically medicated inflammation and damage to human tissues which have antigenic similarity with streptococcus. कौन से areas involved है, हार्ट, जॉइंट, ब्रेन, कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज. ठीक है, हम लोग ने लास्ट टाइम साइन एंड सिम्टम्स पढ़ा था, जोन्स क्राइटेरिया क्या था. ठीक है, सो बिकॉज दीज एरियाज आर अफेक्टेड सो वी हैव साइन एंड सिम्टम्स रिलेटेड टू दीज एरियाज. सो दिस वाज अ ब्रीफ रिव्यू ऑफ द पैथोफिजियोलॉजी जो हमने लास्ट टाइम पढ़ा था. ओके, नाउ इज असेसमेंट एंड डायग्नोस्टिक फाइंडिंग्स. ओके, although there is no single test for rheumatic fever, Diagnosis is based on medical history, physical examination, certain test results. हमारे पास जोन्स क्राइटेरिया है, वी सी फॉर दैट साइन एंड सिम्टम्स. मैं उसको फिर से रिपीट करना नहीं चाह रही बिकॉज वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड. यू हैव अ हिस्ट्री, यू सी फॉर द मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन, फिर कुछ टेस्ट करने. वन ऑफ देम इज थ्रोट कल्चर. वाई? बिकॉज द rheumatic fever starts as pharyngitis. So that is why we need to have throat culture. Okay, so throat cultures for group A beta hemolytic streptococcus are usually negative, and by the time symptoms of rheumatic fever or rheumatic heart disease appear, make attempts to isolate the organisms prior to initiation of antibiotic therapy to help confirm a diagnosis of streptococcal pharyngitis and to allow a typing of organism if it is isolated successfully. क्या मतलब है? देखो अभी हमने जो स्लाइड्स पढ़ा उसमें क्या देखा, साइन एंड सिम्टम्स, इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड इज ओनली 2 to 4 days, उसके बाद साइन एंड सिम्टम्स आ रहा है. ओके, सो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज थ्रोट कल्चर्स. जब साइन एंड सिम्टम्स आ जाएगा तब तक क्या रहेगा, दीज आर नेगेटिव, मतलब हमको कीटाणु पकड़ में नहीं आता है. ओके, बट व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज एंटीबायोटिक्स स्टार्ट करने के पहले वी नीड टू isolate the organisms, make attempts to isolate the organism prior to initiation of antibiotic therapy. इससे क्या होगा, we can confirm the diagnosis of streptococcal pharyngitis. Okay, ठीक है. तो अभी हमको क्या समझ में आ रहा है कि before the sign and symptoms the test results are negative. Okay, second thing, if we want to take the culture, so we have to take it before you start the antibiotics, otherwise we won't be able to isolate the microorganisms. Okay, next है ये आप देख रहे हैं, extensive thickening of the mitral valve, thickened chordae tendineae and hypertrophied left ventricular myocardium. तो ये अंदर ऐसा दिखता है. ठीक है, so there is excessive thickening of the mitral valve. Okay, so there is excessive thickening of the mitral valve, thickened chordae tendineae and hypertrophied left ventricle. ये आप देख रहे हैं, hypertrophied, this is left ventricle. Okay, chordae tendineae का मतलब है ये जो valves है इसको अटैच करने वाला. ठीक है, these are chordae tendineae. Okay, so these are thickened. Now उसको छोड़कर rapid antigen detection tests. Okay, वो पिछला वाला डायग्राम बिकॉज आई हैव गॉट इट, सो इसलिए मैंने सोचा आपको दिखाती हूँ कि हाउ डज व्हाट इज द इश्यू विद द हार्ट. ओके, सो अनदर टेस्ट इज देयर विच इज कॉल्ड एज रैपिड एंटीजन डिटेक्शन टेस्ट. So this test allow rapid detection of group A streptococcus, allowing the diagnosis of streptococcal pharyngitis to be made and antibiotic therapy to be initiated while the patient is still at the physician's office. ठीक है, एक है थ्रोट कल्चर जिसके बारे में अभी हमने पढ़ा कि वी टिल वी हैव साइन एंड सिम्टम्स वी वोंट बी एबल टू गेट अ पॉजिटिव टेस्ट. तो हमारे पास एक दूसरा ऑप्शन है विच इज कॉल्ड एज रैपिड एंटीजन डिटेक्शन टेस्ट. एज सून एज द पेशेंट कम्स to the physician's office, what you can do is we can have a rapid detection of group A streptococcus. So इससे क्या होगा, before you start antibiotic therapy you can have this test and then we can identify whether group A streptococcus is there or not. ठीक है, next is now anti-streptococcal antibodies. Okay, clinical features of rheumatic fever begin when anti-streptococcal antibodies are at their peak. ठीक है, जब साइन एंड सिम्टम्स अभी हमने लास्ट टाइम पढ़ा था, we have different sign and symptoms of rheumatic fever. So when those clinical features of rheumatic fever is there, so anti-streptococcal antibody will be very high. Okay, so what we are doing now is we are checking for antibodies. यहाँ पे क्या था, we were checking for antigen. ग्रुप पे स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस को चेक कर रहे थे, अभी हम ग्रुप ए स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस को नहीं चेक कर रहे हैं. व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज वी आर चेकिंग एंटीबॉडीज विच आर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन रिलेशन टू एंट्री ऑफ ग्रुप ए स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस. हमको मालूम है एंटीजन आने से एंटीबॉडीज बन जाएगा. रैपिड टेस्ट में हम एंटीजन चेक कर रहे थे, हियर वी आर स्टडिंग दी एंटीबॉडीज. और एंटीबॉडीज कब पॉजिटिव आता है, एंटीबॉडीज पॉजिटिव आएगा व्हेन यू हैव क्लिनिकल फीचर्स ऑफ rheumatic fever. Okay, so these tests are useful for confirming previous group A streptococcal infection, and anti-streptococcal bodies are particularly useful in patients who are present with chorea as only diagnostic criteria. ठीक है, so some people what they have is they have only symptoms of chorea, सो ये टेस्ट हम एंटी स्ट्रेप्टोकोकल एंटीबॉडीज चेक करके वी कैन कंफर्म वेदर दिस इज अ केस ऑफ रोमेटिक फीवर और नॉट. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ अ ग्रुप ए स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस रिक्वेस्ट. ये आपको दिख रहा है, दीज आर ऑल ग्रुप ए स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस. ओके, नाउ एक और है acute phase reactants. We check for CRP, that is C-reactive protein, and ESR, erythrocyte sedimentation rate. C-reactive protein as well as ESR is raised in individual with rheumatic fever. Why? Because of the inflammatory nature of the disease. ठीक है, उसको छोड़कर we have a heart reactive antibodies tropomyosin. Tropomyosin is elevated in persons with acute rheumatic fever. ठीक है, so what we do is, apart from antigen and antibody and throat culture, we have C-reactive proteins as well as ESR. These both will be raised because of the inflammatory response. Last is heart reactive proteins. Heart में बहुत सारा हम लोग चेक करते हैं, but here tropomyosin is increased in cases of rheumatic fever. ठीक है, एक और टेस्ट है which is called as rapid detection test for D817. Okay, so this immunofluorescence technique for identify B cell marker in B lymphocyte. ठीक है, B lymphocyte में रहता है, क्या है, D8/17. Okay, so we have a technique which is called as immunofluorescence technique. So we use this technique to identify B cell marker in B lymphocyte. Okay, so which is called as D817. So D817 B cell marker D817 is positive in 90% of the patients with rheumatic fever. Okay, and this may be useful for identifying patients who are at risk for developing rheumatic fever. ठीक है, तो अभी हम क्या कर रहे हैं, we are not checking for antibodies, we are not checking for antigens, but what we are checking is we are checking for B cell marker. कौन सा, D817. ये किस में रहता है, बी लिम्फोसाइट्स में रहता है. ठीक है, सो वी चेक फॉर दिस, और क्या देखा गया, 90% ऑफ चिल्ड्रन विथ रोमैटिक फीवर हैव दिस एज पॉजिटिव. ओके, एंड बाय डूइंग दिस टेस्ट वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई those people who are at risk for rheumatic fever. Okay, so this test is also useful to identify those people who are at risk. Apart from that, we have chest radiography. Okay, cardiomegaly, pulmonary congestion and other findings consistent with heart failure may be observed with chest radiograph. Okay, chest x-ray लेने से अभी हमने पढ़ा left ventricle will be hypertrophied, अभी हमने पढ़ा था. ठीक है, so those changes will be evident, and the size of the heart increases. The pulmonary congestion will be there because of the lung involvement. Okay, so these changes will be there can be found by using a chest radiography. Okay, next is echocardiograph. So individuals with acute rheumatic heart disease, echocardiography identified and quantitated valve insufficiency and ventricular dysfunction. Quantitated के क्या मतलब है, कितना परसेंटेज काम कर रहा है, that is called as quantitated. Okay, so echocardiograph, if you have worked in ICU, there we have a room, echo room, just adjacent to ICU. So in echo, what we need, we can find out many of the findings. For cases of rheumatic fever, we have studied that the mitral valve is usually affected. Okay, so the mitral valve is hypertrophied, the caudate tendon is hypertrophied, the left ventricle is hypertrophied. So echocardiograph helps us to identify whether these problems are there or not. If these problems are there, what is the percentage of, for example, if we are interested to find out to what extent is the left ventricle contracting, to what extent is the mitral valve functioning. So all these things can be quantitated. We can find out kitna percentage of work these things are there. So this can be found by echocardiograph. Okay. Now we'll come to the medical management. Okay, so therapy is directed towards eliminating group A beta hemolytic streptococcus. If still present, we are interested to suppress the inflammation from autoimmune response and provide supportive treatment for congestive heart failure. Because of the hypertrophied left ventricle, there are chances for congestive heart failure. Okay, so हमारा aims क्या है? We have to treat the pharyngitis, Second is we have to suppress the inflammatory response. कौन सा autoimmune because of the molecular mimicry. And third is we need to give supportive care for congestive heart failure. तो क्या क्या देना पड़ेगा? First is anti-inflammatory. Okay. So treatment of acute inflammatory anti-inflammatory manifestations में क्या क्या देना है? We need to give salicylates, steroids, aspirin in anti-inflammatory doses effectively reduces all manifestations of disease except chorea, and response typically is dramatic. Okay, so we need to give salicylates and steroids and aspirin. Okay, so when we give this medicine, so only chorea is not treated, otherwise all these signs and symptoms of the disease are treated. Okay, and the response is dramatic. Next is we need to give corticosteroids. In moderate to severe carditis is present, as indicated by cardiomegaly, which you take a chest X-ray and find out if we have a third degree heart block or if there is congestive heart failure, then oral prednisolone is added to salicylate therapy. Okay. Next is we need to give anticonvulsant medication for severe involuntary movements caused by Sydenham chorea. We have studied that the child will not be able to control those movements, and there will be abnormal movements in the limbs, which is called as Sydenham chorea. Okay, so for those children we need to have anticonvulsant medications such as valproic acid or maybe carbamazepine to control this chorea. So we have already studied that even if you give salicylates, aspirin, so chorea is not controlled, rest of the symptoms can be controlled. But for controlling chorea, we need to give anticonvulsant medications. Okay. Then is antibiotics. So penicillin or another antibiotic to eliminate remaining strep bacteria has to be given. Okay. Now is surgical care. When heart failure persists or worsen after aggressive medical therapy, what we need to do is, suppose if still if the child is not responding, or if there are even after giving aggressive medical therapy, if the child still has this valve issues, so surgery to decrease valve insufficient may be life saving. Okay, and 40% of the patients with acute rheumatic fever subsequently develop mitral stenosis as adults. So in children, the child may not have major issues related to the mitral valve, but as the age advances, these mitral insufficiency will develop into mitral stenosis. Okay, so these patients require follow-up in all stages of life to find out whether mitral stenosis is there or not. Next is diet. Advise nutritious diets without restrictions, except in congestive heart failure, where they have to follow a fluid restricted or a sodium restricted diet. Potassium supplementation may be necessary because of mineralocorticoid effect of corticosteroid and diuretic if used. Okay, so in congestive heart failure, we know that there is a fluid overload. We need to give this diuretics to decrease the amount of fluid, and when we give corticosteroids, so the potassium levels come down. Okay, so if that is the case, we check for serum potassium. We check it, and then depending on that, we can give potassium supplementation. Okay. Now is activity. Initially place patients on bed rest. Okay, so when the full-fledged sign and symptoms is there, we have to give bed rest, followed by a period of indoor activity before they are permitted to return to school. Do not allow full activity until all the APRs have returned to normal, and the patients with chorea may require a wheelchair and should be home mount instruction till the abnormal movements are resolved. Okay, so these are the activities. Start with bed rest, and then children with chorea, they have to be in wheelchair because of the abnormal movements. So otherwise they will be will have issues related to movements. Now is treatment and prevention of group A streptococcus are based on current recommendation according to American Heart Institute on prevention of rheumatic fever. What they advise is antibiotics are given initially to treat group A beta hemolytic pharyngitis This antibiotics prevents recurrent streptococcal pharyngitis and rheumatic fever and rheumatic heart disease. And third is provide prophylaxis against bacterial endocarditis. So these are the three reasons why we give antibiotics according to American Heart Association practice guidelines. Okay. Then according to them, anti-inflammatory agents are there. Okay, so this we have already studied. So American Heart Association also recommends the same thing. Okay, then therapy for congestive heart failure. We have to manage congestive heart failure because of severe insufficiency of the mitral and aortic valve if it is involved, and in part 2 pancarditis. Pancarditis means the whole of the heart is involved. So in that condition we need to give inotropic agent, that is digitalis, in combinations with diuretics, can be Lasix, that is furosemide or spironolactone, and to manage afterload we need to give captopril. Okay, so these are a recommendation of American Heart Association. Now what is the nursing management? Okay, so nursing management, first is we need to obtain a history. For assessment we need to obtain a history. So obtain a complete up-to-date history from the child and caregiver. Ask about a recent sore throat and upper respiratory tract infection, because we have studied that rheumatic fever is preceded by pharyngitis. इसलिए पूछना पड़ेगा कि whether there is a recent throat or upper respiratory tract infection, कब symptoms start हुआ, what is the extent, and if any treatment is obtained, this we have to find out. Okay. Then physical examination, we have already studied what are the sign and symptoms. Then we had to classify whether major symptoms are there, minor is there, and how many major and how many minor. So based on our criteria we need to do all these things. Then check for elevated temperature and pulse, and carefully examine for erythema marginatum, subcutaneous nodule, swollen or painful joints, or signs of chorea. So these are the different signs and symptoms. We need to see whether the signs and symptoms are there or not. Okay. Now these are the nursing diagnosis: acute pain related to joint pain when the extremities are touched or moved, deficient diversional therapy related to prescribed bed rest, activity intolerance related to carditis or arthralgia, risk of injury related to chorea because abnormal movement is there, that too it is involuntary. Then risk of non-compliance with prophylactic drug therapy related to financial or emotional burden of lifelong therapy. See, this medicine has to be continued for a long period of time. So there is risk of non-compliance. Then is deficient knowledge of caregiver related to condition, need for long-term therapy, and risk factors. Okay. Now what is the nursing care planning and goals? First is reducing pain, providing diversional activity and sensory stimulation, conserving energy, and preventing injury. Okay. Next is what is the nursing intervention? Provide comfort and reduce pain. Position the child to reduce joint pain. Warm baths and gentle range of motion exercise help to alleviate some of the joint discomfort. Use pain indicator scale with children so that they are able to express the level of pain. ठीक है? तो first is provide comfort में क्या क्या करना है? First is we have to find a position where joint pain is less. We have to give warm bath and gentle range of motion exercise. Why it is gentle? क्योंकि joints are involved and joints are painful and tender. तो इसलिए जितना permissible है उतना ही exercises करवाना है. ठीक है? Next is use of pain indicator scale. Pain indicator scale means there is a Wong-Baker's face scale. Face का scale है. Depending on that we can identify कितना pain है. Okay? But if the child is older, he can have a pain scale of 0 to 10, and in that the child can identify. For small children we can use Wong-Baker's face scale. By depending on that we can identify to what extent the child is having pain. Next is provide diversional therapy and sensory stimulation. For those who do not feel very ill, bed rest can cause distress. Okay, so we have to be creative in finding diversional activity that allows the bed rest but prevents restlessness and boredom. Can be a book, can be a quiet game, the child can watch TV, and all these activities have to be planned depending on the development stage of the child. Okay. Next is promote energy conservation. Okay. So provide rest periods between activity to help pace of the child energy. We don't want the child to be exhausted, so the child has to conserve energy. So each activity has to be followed by a rest period. Okay. If the child has chorea, inform visitors that the child cannot control this movement. So that is very important to inform uh, the people who are coming to visit the child, that the child cannot control these movements. Otherwise, people will be telling to stop this. These movements are out of control for the child, and these are upsetting not only for the child but it is also for the others. So that so this has to be informed to the visitors so that they are mentally prepared. Next is we need to prevent the injury. We can do this by having a side rail subs and padding them, and do not leave a child with chorea unattended in a wheelchair, and we have to use all appropriate safety measures. Okay. Now, what is evaluation? Goals are met as evidenced by, first is reducing pain. How do you know that the child is all right? The pain is less. We provide diversional activity and sensory stimulation, conserve energy, and preventing injury. Okay, so these are the evaluation criteria. And what is the prognosis of rheumatic fever? The long-term prognosis for rheumatic fever depends on the severity of the heart involvement at the initial diagnosis. Okay, if severe carditis is there, the prognosis is poor, and it usually leads to rheumatic heart disease. Okay, so that is the long-term outlook is this. Now, what are the complications? Chronic rheumatic arthritis, valvular heart disease is there, cardiac myopathy, heart failure, atrial arrhythmias, and pulmonary and systemic embolism. Okay, we will discuss rheumatic heart disease in the next class. Okay, so today what we have studied is we have completed. We had a brief description of the pathophysiology of the rheumatic heart disease. Then we studied different diagnostic tests like throat culture. Then we studied antigen test, antibody body test, D by 18 test for B cell lymphocyte, that is B cell marker. So all these things which helps to identify children who are at risk for rheumatic fever. Then we studied the nursing care related to the rheumatic fever. Okay, so rheumatic fever, if the rheumatic fever is not treated properly, this will lead to rheumatic heart disease. Okay, so this we will be studying in the next class. Thank you for a patient listening.